Boo! Oh, I hope I scared you all. Hello and welcome to the show. That's right, we are going live right now. As you see with the layout here, we are a two-man team tonight. Let me just bring Drop right in here. Hey, there he is right there. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to the Weebs of the Ring podcast. I see we got some of our normal viewers in here. We got Oblivion, we got Vash, and don't worry, you two. We're probably not going to be on too long because this SmackDown had almost nothing going on to it. Oh man,
Yeah.
but great to see some old faces. But if there's some new faces out there, welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. And since you are new, or if you're not new, who are we exactly? Well, with anime in our souls and thoughts of wrestling out of control, tonight we are a duo of weebs who love the entertainment of professional wrestling. So, allow us to be the voices inside of your head as we go through the wrestling event of the evening, give our thoughts and predictions on what's to come, and provide an experience inclusive to all nerds out there. So, grab your steel chair, yell for the table, and get put through an experience unlike any other. Brought to you by AniMa W3 Studio. This is the Weebs of the Ring podcast. And again, unfortunately, Vash is not here. He is still isekai'd into another world because at one point he was a producer doing fun shenanigans on YouTube, but nope, he got hit by Truckoon and is now the bride to the zombie apocalypse monster. Um, so you are joined
Mm.
by, of course, as always, your world champion and Drop This Box. Drop, how you doing today? How was your day and how was your week since Monday?
It's been pretty good.
Ah, good. I'd
Um,
love to hear it.
I can definitely say you can tell the difference between both of these shows when it comes to the amount of love they put towards.
Yeah.
Because Raw's been on a hot streak lately. SmackDown's just
Mhm.
been feeling off. I'm not sure if I'm the only one that's noticed that, but
No, like I thought about that today. Actually, while SmackDown was going on, it's like Raw has been like how do I compare it? It's like Raw's been doing a lot. Like there's a lot of story going on, a lot of progression going on, a lot of just
yep.
action and all that. Like it keeps your attention throughout the whole 3 hours. And SmackDown like almost feels like a clip show in a way some
Yeah.
weeks. Um, and then like it'll be very few and far between that SmackDown's like very hot, and it's usually like the go home shows, which have been kind of acting like a pre-show in a way for the pay-per-view, which I mean it's fine, if that's how you want to structure your show, okay, fine. But like that kind of leaves nights like tonight for the rest of the year. It's like, okay, how how are you gonna build your brand and your show just off of almost like something you could just watch like a Cliff Notes version of, or like the highlight reels that they
It,
are now
it's
coming out
literally
with?
something you can make into a YouTube short.
Yeah. Yeah, literally, like, you can every segment tonight, you can make a short, like, 1 to 2-minute YouTube short or TikTok about, and you wouldn't be missing much from missing the live, show of it. Hell, you could have seen Deadpool and Wolverine twice today,
Yeah, I'm
and
seeing it tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that.
oh, dude, I won't say much, but, the fact that I walked out of an MCU movie with a huge smile and grin on my face, I that kinda speaks wonders, especially for, like, MCU and where it's been lately, but that's all
Yeah.
I'm gonna say about it.
Yeah, I had a feeling it was probably gonna have that sort of reaction out of a lot of people because
Mhm,
I knew ever since that movie was first announced, it was gonna be good. I mean, it's Deadpool after all, so it's always gonna be good. You got Ryan Reynolds in there, you got Hugh
mhm.
Jackman in there, so you already know it's gonna be a good movie. But I have a feeling this is probably gonna be the movie that a lot of people needed to actually get into the groove again when it comes to MCU because, like you said, it hasn't really been the best.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like it's out of place now.
Mhm.
If I were
Yeah.
to make a comparison to make a reference to my childhood, it's kind of like you're watching all these classic cartoons like Courage the Cowardly Dog and Ed, Ed and Eddie, And then all of a sudden you have like all these newer shows coming out where it's a show about like a rock, paper, and scissors on Nickelodeon. It's just the most
Hmm.
random shit ever. Just
Yeah.
doesn't fit, doesn't really add any extra flavor to anything. Like that's something I could say when it comes to a lot of these MCU films, because I probably missed just a good majority of the newer ones.
Yeah, like I mean, I watched some of the newer ones and I've watched some of the shows and all that. And I don't know, it just kind of feels like it's just plodding along and all that, but I don't know, that's neither here nor there. We can talk about MCU at another date and another time and another place and another
Yeah.
show. But I mean, it's funny that we bring all that, like we talk about all that, because SmackDown kind of felt like that tonight. But before we get into SmackDown, it's Friday night, and normally with Friday nights, we like to talk about the week of wrestling. So we're gonna grapple with this week. Uh any news that we had, any other shows that we watched. I know between last show and this show, we had Slammiversary. Did you get a chance to watch any of it drop?
I didn't watch it. I might have saw like a couple clips here and there. I do know a lot of
Hmm.
people were upset that Joe Hendry didn't win the world championship, not taking anything away from Nick Nemeth because he definitely
Hmm.
deserves it. But I would say he's been on a hot streak lately, so you're gonna have to put that title on him sooner or later. I mean, a lot of people say you got to strike when the iron's hot, because
Hmm.
sometimes that person isn't going to be hot for so long.
Yeah.
Well, I have a feeling with him, he's probably going to be hot for a while, but they
And
need
I
to
think
eventually put the world
mhm,
title on him, though.
I agree with that. I think last I heard, so the rumor is, or at least some speculation is that it's gonna happen at Bound for Glory, which okay, fine. We're gonna wait for that. That I think that's like in October or something.
Oh, okay.
But apparently one of the spots they're looking to have Bound for Glory is in the UK. So I think they were kind of holding off on putting the title on Joe Hendry because having the reaction of him winning the title there compared to just defending it would be a little bigger. I think that's what TNA's trying to gamble with here. And I mean, the gamble could work, but you got to be careful with that because, like, right now, Joe Hendry, he's kind of pulling double duty with like TNA and NXT. Like, apparently, he showed up at an NXT show like
Yeah, I
tonight or
saw.
yesterday or something. Yeah. So it's like, okay, he's pulling double duty. He's being your main guy for like advertising and all that. So it's like, okay, just like what you said, you might want to strike when the iron's hot, you know? And I mean, you could have your TNA champion in NXT and in WWE. Like that's huge promotion. I mean, you just had your women's champion on there, but yeah, I mean, I saw some of it. Um, Really, I kind of had it on in the background because I'm not really too familiar with TNA right now, but this was a good kind of like introduction for me, or like reintroduction, I guess. So I saw some of the action. Like I saw the tag team match with like the Rascals and all that, which that was pretty good. Um, didn't watch much of the Jordan Grace match, but eh, from what I heard, it was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to get more into TNA, just because like they've always been around, and I feel like they have longevity and just the action that they've been doing and what they've been trying to do going forward, it could be something that's right up my alley, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, one other piece of news I do want to touch up on. I don't know if you saw this or not, um, but Triple H and Nick Khan had an interesting
Uh,
meeting with another Khan about a certain wrestling show going into the UK. Did you see this?
yeah, I saw the news. I just didn't know
Mhm.
the context behind it. I mean, I would assume it's probably for WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what they were talking about. And for everybody out there that might not be in the know, oh shoot, I'm gonna get his title wrong, but basically the president or whatever of of the UK and all that, he had a meeting with Triple H and Nick Khan because they want to bring WrestleMania to London. And I
Mm.
mean that's huge in itself that they're even
We
having a
know the one
meeting that.
place it's going to be going to if it does.
Oh
Wembley.
yeah. Yep. Oh, they're gonna try to pack out Wembley, which
Yeah.
they could. They could
Yeah.
easily pack it out.
Because the only thing I can really say, because like I understand that Tony Khan has it on lockdown right now because of
Hmm.
All In, but one thing I can say about that is you gotta make like All In feel special. So always having it in the same place is gonna get a little old after a while. So you kind of have to like switch it around and bring it to different places, kind of like how WWE does with like WrestleMania and other shows.
Hmm.
So it's like if WWE is gonna go through with this and have this be like the first WrestleMania, I believe they've done in the UK, unless I'm
Yeah.
mistaken. Um,
I don't think they have. I think the closest they did, I forgot when it was something. Oh yeah, no, they had it in Canada, which is technically international, but not really.
yeah, but I feel
Um,
like if they are
yeah.
gonna do it, it's gonna be Wembley.
Oh, without a
There's no
doubt,
other
it's gonna be
place.
Wembley.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
other place I can really think of.
and plus it'll be a way for them to try to one up All In as well,
Yeah,
to try to
I
be
feel
like,
like
oh, yeah, go ahead.
when it comes to who they are on the market, they probably will. Like when it comes to like sales, that's gonna when it comes to like sales and records being broken. I mean, I would assume out of all people, they would probably be able to like fill up the entire arena. I'd be
Hmm.
shocked if they didn't.
Yeah,
But that's
which
something
I
in
mean,
probably like 2026, 2027.
yeah, it's gonna be a ways away, but I mean, again, the fact that they're even having meetings about it is huge in
Mm.
itself, you know. Oh man, but I mean, some other news came out this week, but I honestly
Oh, I
can't
do know one of
remember.
them.
Oh, go ahead.
The one with Delta.
Oh yeah, so apparently Delta's on her way to WWE, which and I completely forgot about this like too. Like she was name dropped by Rhea Ripley as somebody that she was keeping an eye on.
Yeah,
So I don't
I
know. I
heard
haven't.
that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I heard when they were over in Australia, they were doing like a couple of tryouts and stuff like that just to see who they
Hmm.
could find over there. And I believe she was one of those people over there that they saw.
Yeah,
And I think even Rhea speak about her before? I'm not entirely
it
sure.
was it was a
Somebody.
I yeah well I saw an interview pop up about Rhea like name dropping her.
Oh, okay.
Um, Yeah, I think it was one of those Perth interviews she had. I'd
At
have
least
to
you
go
can
back to see.
So at least you can tell right there that they see something in her. I mean, that's one thing I can say about WWE lately, and it's actually nice to talk about this because, like we said before, there really isn't much to talk about on SmackDown. So it's good to have some little filler in there. But
Yeah.
it's like one of the things I have noticed lately that a lot of people did give shit to WWE for was
Mhm.
them like not going out on the market and getting a lot of free agents lately, and they
Mhm.
definitely have been doing that. I mean, they got Jacob Fatu. I saw the other day that Hikuleo officially signed.
Yeah.
Kind of wish he just kept the name. I mean, Talatonga is kind of a weird name. It's kind of like some nickname you give your Pokemon if you're playing the game.
Mhm.
But it's like you got Talatonga, you got Jacob Fatu, you got Delta, you got Stephanie Becker, you have Julia. I mean, it's a lot of key players right there.
Oh yeah, like and a lot of like big upcoming names too,
Yeah.
like and especially with Delta. I mean, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong too. Like she just started like 4 years ago, and she's already the
Yeah.
like near the top of just her area and all that. You
Yeah.
know, like that's impressive work.
Also, another thing to throw in there as well, since we are on the topic of SmackDown and this superstar is featured on SmackDown, but he's not with his group right now.
Mhm.
The news about Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, so like apparently Bobby Lashley and MVP's contracts are running up in like August or something,
Hmm.
and they haven't reached a new deal. And it sounds like they're just gonna let him run out and
Yeah,
go on to other pastures, which that's kind of brought up a lot of controversy with how Triple H has booked people.
yeah.
And I
I mean,
don't want to touch base too much on that just because like
yeah.
it's not really my place to talk about,
Oh yeah.
but
No, I get it.
but
I
yeah.
mean, the only thing I could really say about that is that it at least gives them something else to do because Bobby Lashley is
Hmm.
almost hitting 50. So
Yeah.
he might want to do as much as he possibly can by going to other promotions as he hasn't done before. So at
Hmm.
least he could do a little bit more before he retires, kind of like how Edge did. He wants to do as much as he possibly can before he hangs up the boots, like once and for all.
Yeah. And
And I
like
heard,
it, especially with Bobby, because like because I thought he was injured for a bit, so that's why they didn't have him on TV. But just having this stuff about his contract just running out and all that, and how he's just like looking to go to other pastures and do a few things, like even getting back into back into the octagon, basically, like
mhm.
that's something too. But I mean, for me personally, I would rather see Bobby in somewhere like TNA, like.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people bring that up.
Yeah, like I remember like seeing some of his stuff from TNA, especially when like he was holding all the gold and all that. And it seemed
Mhm.
like he was doing pretty good work. And like that's where he like really got his character down and all that, and how he basically got more confident, and I mean led to him coming back to WWE. But like that would be the best place I would say for him. I would rather him not be in somewhere like AEW because they don't really do their big guys too well in
Yeah,
that promotion.
yeah,
So I don't know. We'll have to see. And I know MVP, he's been wanting to get back in the ring and kind of like end his career on his terms.
yeah,
I know he's been trying to get back into shape and all that, but I wouldn't mind another MVP run somewhere. Nothing too long or anything, but like something where he can at least get everything out that he wants to.
mhm.
Um, and then of course, you have Dave Meltzer trying to stir a pot, saying that WWE have given up on freaking Omos. Like, did you see that coming out today?
Yeah, I saw that this afternoon, actually.
I saw that, and I'm just like, okay, first of all, who's the source? Because usually with a story like that, I immediately think, okay, that's Meltzer trying to stir the pot. And lo and behold, guess who the source was? The Wrestling Observer newsletter. It's like, all right, come on, dude. Like, even if they did, I don't want to hear from you because he's somebody that like loves to stir the pot and say stuff like that.
Yeah.
Uh See, exactly. See, Oblivion gets it. Oblivion loves the fact that we're talking about the wrestling news over SmackDown because,
Yeah.
like, that. Oh man, that's just how much of a wet fart that SmackDown was. I
I mean,
mean,
I can definitely agree with it. That's how I felt because I kid you not, even the opening segments, I was like starting to pass out.
oh yeah, no, like, which sucks because like I was kind of looking forward to this. Like, we had we had our tag team gauntlet match, which
Mm.
I mean, all those teams are great, and like this was the highlight of the night,
Honestly, yeah.
and
It's where you got
eh,
the most wrestling.
yeah, and but like it came on during the middle of the show, so it's like
Yeah.
okay,
See,
you're pacing, yeah.
see, this right here, I would have had as the main event
Same here. I would have had
with
this
it
start like the second hour, you
because
know.
I was talking to my mom and I was like, why is like no disrespect to like Bailey and all of them because I love all those
Yeah.
girls and I appreciate what they've done for us over the years, but it's like I would have had this as the main event only because it would at least mean more and you could add another
Mhm.
layer to like the whole bloodline story, especially like what happened with the DIY with them recently.
Yeah.
So there's already a story being played out there, but something like this just makes a lot more sense to have like as the main event of the show. Then you close it out because Bloodline always ends up closing out the show anyway, so you could easily just close out the show with this, and then Solo can do his little cut scene that he
Hmm.
normally does, like you see in video games. There's little video game cut scenes before the show ends.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was just because I just personally believe that we could have like possibly put the main event in this position and then put this match right here in the main event.
Hmm. And like that's the thing. It's like, we had that little cutscene of Solo like responding to Cody, which we'll touch on here after the Gauntlet match. But like you could have
Yeah,
moved that segment
yeah,
to a live mic segment for
exactly.
the response and all that, like instead of having the cutscene. So I don't know, man. It's just that part was weird. But like just with the Gauntlet match itself, I mean, I had fun with it. Again, it was the highlight of the night.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
first of all, I do want to touch too, like, uh, shoot, I already forgot the one Tonga's name. Tonga Loa, like he
yeah.
was taken out of the match, and I almost thought they were taking out the Bloodline like entirely out of the match, but nah, we got Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga as the team. That I love their teamwork. It was great to see that at the end of all this, like because first of all, it's mainly because it's Jacob Fatu because he is a beast and he's like the highlight of this new bloodline. But like I even said it here in our notes, his music should be the bloodline's music. Like it was it was intimidating. Like seeing all four of them coming out to that music, like I could feel it. I could feel like, okay, they're actually a threat. Like it's one of those things where it's like it just adds to the presentation of the group, and even Solo himself, like he's just his overall presence tonight. Like I kind of felt like he was getting more confident in his role, in his new role now as the tribal chief. Like he's got this new look. I love the longer jacket too with him. Like
Oh yeah.
it's a simple touch, a simple change, but like I don't know, he was acting more, he had more character to him, I guess. Like he was being a little more expressive. Like we were seeing some close-up shots of him, reacting to everything. Like he really kind of has been stepping up his game a bit. And I mean, just tonight, I thought he was doing really well. I don't know. That could just be a me thing, but like,
Oh no,
I
he
don't know.
was.
Mhm. Um, but I'm hoping Tonga Loa isn't actually injured. Because I mean, he's selling, the eye spot from Kevin Owens, but I don't know. I'm hoping he's
Okay,
fine.
that's what I was wondering because like I
Yeah.
missed that. I was really curious to learn like what happened to his eye because I missed it.
Hmm.
Because I was really curious like why he looked like that.
Yeah. Like I'm assuming he's just selling, but I'm
Yeah,
hoping nothing
yeah.
else is wrong with him.
Oh yeah, I hope not.
Yeah. Ah, man. But, we had other teams going on. So the gauntlet match started with Baron Corbin and Apollo Cruz against Legado del Fantasma. And I I gotta ask, where like I know Corbin and Cruz kind of joined forces against Legado for a bit, but it's like, why? Like, why Cruz and Corbin of all people? Like, Corbin was just in a tag team with Braun Breaker down in NXT. So you move him back up to the main roster, and then you put him in another tag team with Apollo Crews, which don't get me wrong, I'm glad they're both getting TV time, but it's like this is one of those like thrown together tag teams that's like, okay, why? How? Like, how did we get here? I don't know. How do you feel about this tag team?
I honestly don't mind Corbin and
Hmm.
Crew, like Apollo Crews as a tag team, because I think it's at least giving something it's at least giving them something to do
Hmm.
because ever since Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker like aren't working together anymore, and ever since they got separated, Baron Corbin wasn't really doing anything. And same with Apollo Crews, like he got called up, but he really wasn't doing anything. So at least this is something new and fresh that
Hmm.
you could actually look at.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't necessarily mind it, but anything that has to do with Legato and Santos, I can honestly care less. They're just not really giving me that much to really invest in them.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks because it's like it's the same thing with the LWO, like the same problem. It's like they're great stars, they're great performers, but you book them in matches that they kind of have to lose. And we'll touch base with the leader of Legato later on because he's in the same exact situation tonight as LWO and the rest of his
Mhm.
Legato buddies. But like to be honest, though, I thought Legato was going to go over with this. Like, I thought they were going to win. I thought they were going to, at least go to the second round. But like, Corbin and Cruz actually beat them, which okay, fine. Like kind of like what you were saying. It's like even though they were kind of thrown together, like again, I'm glad that they are on TV. I'm glad they're getting the time to shine a little bit, and they could be a good tag team.
Something new, but
Yeah,
I'm down for it
and
as long as they actually built it up properly. I have nothing against it.
yeah. Plus, I mean, it's crazy to see Baron Corbin. Like, I'm sorry. It's just knowing the history of Baron Corbin and mainly his character from being the lone wolf stuff to like the Constable Corbin things to King Corbin. I didn't see much of his NXT run with Braun Breaker with like the Wolf Dogs and all that, but
Mhm.
just it's so weird to see him like do a top rope move or like do a top like a tope suicida, if you will. Like it's just crazy to me that he's like in a babyface role, kind of. I don't know,
Yeah,
man. It's just it takes me out sometimes, but in a good way. It's like, okay, you know what? I can tell you're enjoying yourself, and I love that for you. But
I
hey,
mean that's how
end
I
of
felt. I mean that's how I felt about uh Dijak when it comes to certain moves that he does too.
mhm. Well, see, with Dijak, I guess it's like, I mean, he's always been kind of athletic like that. I mean, I
Yeah,
remember seeing some of his Keith Lee matches and all that. Like he can go at it. He can go at it. Oh my gosh, hold on. My camera is going out of focus. Why are you doing that? Here. Let me just fix something real quick, everybody. Stand by.
that's fine. It
Stand by.
happens.
Yep. Oh, now we're gonna have to fix this. Stand by, everybody.
It's
We
every so
got
often I
this.
have to fix my
There we
lighting
go.
because my camera always like that. I think that's why I turned off I think I turned off autofocus and I also turned off
Hmm.
auto white line or something because whenever I moved
Yeah.
my hands, the screen flash. I didn't like it. Just always pissed me off.
Oh yeah. Nah, nah, that's one of those everybody, that's one of those behind the scenes things that we
Yep.
always constantly have to work on, but it's all good. But yeah, so and one end of days later, Legato's done, and up next comes the Street Profits, and immediately I started thinking, okay, they're gonna win, and they're gonna be like the ones that make it to the end. And lo and behold, that's what we get. Now, the match part with like the Street Profits and Corbin and Cruz, it was pretty good. Like in a way, they were kind of evenly matched. Especially with like so like this portion of the match started with like Cruz and Ford trying to out athlete each other, which kind of cool. Like give me a singles match with those two, and we'll be eating just as good as we were with Andrade and Carmelo last week. So, inject that into my veins. But I don't know. To me at least, they kind of felt like they were on even playing fields. I don't know if that just a me thing, or did you kind of get a similar
No, I
vibe
got
to
I
that?
got that sense too when I was
Hmm.
watching. I had that exact same sense.
Yeah, but man, it was pretty good, and even Dawkins tried to get into it with Cruz trying to out athlete each other, but man, it was just this was just fun. This was a fun segment of the match. I mean, we had stereo tape suicidas as well from Ford and Cruz, which that was a cool spot. I kind of part of me kind of wishes they kept This is another note I have on SmackDown, especially compared to Raw.
Mm.
SmackDown doesn't really play around with their camera angles too much because they did like a weird cutaway with this like double, like the stereo tope suicida from that Ford and Cruz did, and like
Mhm.
you could have done like a different camera shot. Like you could have done like the overhead Homelander shot, if you will. Like you could have done that. You could have done just like an outward shot from the audience or anything to kind of show like both guys going over at the same time. Uh, I don't know. Like SmackDown, I feel like doesn't really play around with their camera work too well. I don't know if that was just a this week thing or I might have to go back and take a look. I don't. Did you notice anything like that?
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Okay.
That's
I
something
mean,
that definitely stood out to me when I was watching it.
yeah, but like again, it's like it's one of those nitpick kind of things too. Like oh, this could be done better. Ew. Oh boy. But hey, Street Profits do one finisher, and that is the end of Corbin and Cruz in this gauntlet match. I hope they do a little bit more, kind of build the team up a little bit. Maybe, show us some backstage segments. I know they did one time with them talking, but I don't know, just kind of show us how they are as characters because I feel like, especially Baron Corbin, I feel like he can he can be himself now, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Oh man, but
Something that was
out.
definitely needed.
Especially for Corbin. I mean,
Oh
he
yeah.
was. I don't want to say he was floundering, but there was a time where he had some X Pac heat, if you know what I mean. Like,
Oh yeah. Can't forget
like
about that.
he. I just wanted Corbin to go. I mean, dog food, dog food. Come on, dude. Oh my gosh. But hey, Pretty Deadly are up next, and they did this thing where okay, sometimes I do this in WWE 2K, where I try to just do a quick roll up to end a match, and I just keep doing it and keep doing it to kind of end the match quicker because I'm like, all right, I just want to get to the next segment and get to the next match so I can do something else. Okay, great. But like that's what Kit was doing just at the beginning of this match. It kind of made me chuckle a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Oh man, but I mean, Ford's leg becomes the target here. This is the part of the match where it's like there wasn't much to it. Like there was some character work with Pretty Deadly and all that, doing their normal shtick, but action wise, there wasn't too much. Did you notice anything like stand outish with this portion of
No,
the match?
I think I honestly think around this point, a lot of people were just waiting for Bloodline to come out.
Yeah, which kind of sucks because again, like Pretty Deadly are fun, like
Yeah.
they're a fun team. Oh man, but one blockbuster later, and Pretty Deadly are gone, and here come the OC, which I don't remember the last time they were even on SmackDown because they've been on NXT
I
for a
remember.
long time.
Yeah, that's mainly been their main home spot. They just been on NXT every single week trying to get the NXT tag titles.
hmm
And
So
AJ's not really around because he's a part of the Japan tour right now. Him and Io, I believe, actually stayed in Japan that whole entire time,
I think so, yeah, yeah, because they
if I'm
went
not
out there
mistaken.
early. hmm
Yeah, because it wouldn't really wouldn't make sense for them to like go back and then go back to Japan after the
hmm
matches they had there. You might as well just have like a little vacation there. I mean, for all we know, AJ Styles could have brought his family. Maybe they're staying somewhere,
Yeah,
doing something together or whatever. I mean, he has the money. AJ Styles has money. They all
yeah,
have money, so they'll be able
but
to
A
do stuff like that.
but AJ Styles definitely has the money.
Oh yeah,
Oh man. You know what? No, you know what? I have beef. I have beef with this Japan tour because I saw like that. So they showed some of the clips tonight.
yeah.
Apparently, they got AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and damn you, Japan! Like
Oh yeah.
on
Oh,
on my
I think it
Joseph
was actually.
Joestar shit.
I also heard. I also heard they had Cody, KO, and Shinsuke teaming up on Bloodline.
Japan gets
So
everything.
that
Like,
confirms so that tells me that Shinsuke is a babyface again, which honestly is better suited for him.
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
nobody wants to boo him. His song is he has a very catchy song. People just want to
yeah.
sing it. Nobody wants to boo people like that.
Well, that's why, like, in his first heel run, they changed his song, and
Yeah.
I somebody correct me if I'm wrong too with this. Like, I think he had an interview too where somebody asked him why he changed the song, and he's just like, "Well, I don't want people singing along to it, so we basically butchered it a little bit so nobody could." But here's the thing: after time, people still learn the song and still sing with it. You know? Oh man, but also, you know what? Another thing that came out of the Japan tour too. I don't know
Yes.
if you saw this, Ido. Um,
But
oh shoot, what's her name? Maiko Satomura? I think that's her name.
oh yeah, yeah. I know who
Yeah,
you're talking about. I've seen her on
she
NXT before.
yeah, well, yeah, she did NXT UK for a bit. And I think she was the last
Yep.
UK women's champion they had.
Yep.
But yeah, she's apparently retiring, and I mean, probably right now, because of time differences, she's
Yeah.
facing Bailey for the women's title.
hmm Yeah, I saw that.
So
Another thing I
I'm
wanted
looking
to
forward.
throw in there
Mhm.
is since we got Stephanie back here at that Mexico show, is Julia gonna possibly show up in this tour?
Ooh.
She did
Um.
comment on it saying she'll take a look at it, but it
Yeah.
almost makes me feel like it's tailor fit for her, and I believe she's still over there for Marigold. So if she wanted to, I mean, she's already signed, but it's
Yeah.
like if she wanted to like stop over there and say hi or whatever, or have one match,
Hmm.
I wouldn't see why that hurt.
Huh.
Because her and Stephanie back here is definitely coming to the NXT in the
Oh
fall.
yeah. Wow, I didn't even think about Julia popping up. I know
Yeah,
Asuka popped up. Like,
yeah, I saw that. I only said
yeah.
that because it's like they had Stephanie Vecchia there. She
Hmm.
had her first appearance at WWE there, so I was like, why not have Julia? I mean, we saw Julia at like Stand and Deliver, but like, why not have her show up at this show too? It's just tailor fit.
Yeah. Huh. I wonder if she. I mean, she might make an appearance. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Maybe she made an appearance tonight at the live event they had. I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing some clips because I'm sure this is like a bucket list item for Bailey to be
Oh
facing
yeah.
Maito. Oh my gosh, I am getting names wrong. I apologize, everybody. I'm not because I'm just not too familiar with her. But yeah, apparently she's retiring, so this is going to be her final match, I guess. So, good on you. I'm glad that you're going out on your own terms, and we'll just have to wait and see how you handle retirement. But back now again to the gauntlet match. Uh, I mean, OC coming out, they usually have great chemistry with a lot of tag teams. Like, I can't really think of a tag team match that they've had that I've been like, "Oh wow, that was bad." Um, they had great chemistry with Street Profits, obviously, so they put on some good spots here, a little better than the Pretty Deadly segment of the Gauntlet, but one quick little roll up later, and OC are out, and all that's left now for the Street Profits to do is take out the Bloodline, which I mean, Corey Graves kind of said it on commentaries, like, okay, I was kind of having hope for the Street Profits, but oh no, you got to get through the Bloodline, who's not only like Tamatonga and Jacob Fatu, but you got Solo Sokoa out there who's constantly interfering throughout the match, and you have Tonga Loa who is out there doing whatever, with his little eye patch and all that. But again, like I was saying earlier, they Tamatonga and Jacob Fatu, they have great chemistry together. Like, I mean,
Oh yeah,
you could say that about all the Bloodline, but like these two especially, like had really great chemistry.
yeah. They're both out there, crazy,
Hmm
making weird noises all the time.
I wish. Oh man, I wish we got more. See, that's why I use the. And people are gonna get mad how I pronounce this. That's why I use the GIF of of freaking Jacob just out of camera, and then like coming in with the face for our tweet
Mm.
for tonight. Like the dude is just a walking meme half the
Oh
time.
yeah, pretty much.
Like even during the match, he's screaming, "I love you, Tribal Chief! I love you, Tribal Chief! You're my Tribal Chief!" Like throughout the whole match, I'm like, dude, you're awesome. I love you. You're just like you're this giant little cuddly teddy bear that is also kind of like an ogre from Shrek. So
Mm.
yay, go team. Ah man, but man, just the also okay. I saw a tweet about this, and it's like Jacob Fatu, when he does like his Samoan drop and then the moonsault, he does it so well. It's almost like he's not even trying. Like he doesn't
Hmm.
even have to try to pull off these moves. They just come so naturally to him. And to have a talent like that on your roster, you're already winning. Oh man, but again, Bloodline win, so now they are going to be facing DIY next week on SmackDown for the tag title. So I'm excited for that. That's gonna slap.
I had a feeling we were gonna get that match only because of what happened when they jumped them.
Hmm
Because they always do stuff for a reason. So I had a feeling they were building to it. So even jumping into this match, I already knew who the winners were gonna be.
hmm Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was kind of known at like you said, as soon as you saw the play field, it's like, all right, Bloodline are probably gonna win at least the gauntlet match. I don't know if they're gonna win the tag titles or not. They
Yeah.
could just to kind of lead up and like
Yeah.
put some
I was
doubt.
actually thinking of something
Oh, go ahead.
because there's like two different outcomes that can really well, actually no, three different outcomes. No. I guess you could yeah, two different outcomes that could come out of this. Either DIY retains or the bloodline win. And one of the things I could actually see, because I've also seen other people talk about it as well, is
Hmm
possibly Jimmy costing them the titles.
Ooh,
Because if you think about it like
ooh,
this, then during the
ooh.
Cody and Solo match, they would have to keep their eyes on like another person that they had issues
hmm
with in the past. And it's not
Mm,
like Jimmy has to side with Cody because
right.
Jimmy also has his own beef with them as it is.
Yeah. Well, like I mean,
And that's
it's
and
just
that's just in Jay's character costing people titles,
yeah. Well, I mean,
especially people that really pisses them off.
exactly. But like, it kind of goes with the phrase like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So it's like,
Mhm.
okay, Jimmy, like, even though he's not like fully aligned with Cody, it's like, all right, we have a common enemy. Let's just fight them together and all that. I'll help you, buddy.
Yeah.
But and Cody kind of alluded to that too. Like, I mean, we can kind of transition to, I guess, Cody's message here,
Yeah, might as well.
towards the bloodline, you know, because he had it's funny, they kind of built this up as a as like, oh, Cody's giving an interview overseas and all that. It's just like, no, he's not. This is pre-recorded. We know this. Come on, Corey. Come on, Corey. We know. We're not dumb, but tell your story in kayfabe. Right now he's in Japan and he's giving this interview. But basically Cody is like, hey, Solo, I've been reflecting on the year. Everything's coming up to
Mhm.
SummerSlam. I'm against the Bloodline again. I can't lose the title to the Bloodline. And he does, kind of talk up Solo, saying like how Solo stepped up and all that, but like he kind of believes that Solo's ready, but he doesn't think he is yet. He needs to see him face to face alone in the ring. And he throws out that challenge. He's like, meet me next week, one on one in that ring. But within this whole thing, Cody mentions that like all of his allies have been taken out. Like, Orton's been taken out, KO's been taken out. Like, Cody has nobody like to have his back. But I
Well,
kind of like what you were saying with like the whole Jimmy thing. It's like, okay, because like everybody's expecting and predicting Roman's coming back and all that. But like,
yeah, I'm
I
pretty
like,
confident. I'm pretty confident he
mhm.
is.
Oh yeah, and especially how Solo responded to Cody, basically being like,
Yeah.
hey, if you don't like it, then come here then, you know, like come deal with it. But I do like your idea about Jimmy though.
Yeah, because it's like something that I could realistically see because you don't want Jimmy coming back being overshadowed by Roman because if it happens at the same time, then it will be overshadowed. So it's
Hmm.
like at least you give Jimmy a good moment here when he comes back. And then once you have Roman come back, then you could start having them work together that following SmackDown or whenever Roman decides to appear again. And then
Yeah,
that's when Roman can start figuring out how he's going to form a bloodline of his own again. So at least
yeah.
you start building off layers of that, and I could definitely see something like that where Jimmy comes and takes away the titles because there's a part of me that could actually see Bloodline winning those titles because that's just something that we're used to at this point, especially when it comes to them wanting to build them as this dominant faction. But
Hmm.
at the same time, it's like if you want somebody to like caught, I guess the best way to put it is like if you want like DIY to have like a longer title reign, because it would seem like it's like a little too quick to take the titles off of them because they haven't really had the opportunity to do anything with it yet. And I
Yeah.
personally wouldn't be a fan of it either because if you think about it right now, the Bloodline doesn't really need any titles because the story itself is bigger than the title.
Hmm.
So they don't really need any titles and have Roman and have like Solo be like an exact replica of Roman Reigns walking around with the world title. And then he has his two other guys walking around with the tag team titles. Like we've seen that before. We don't need to see it again. So it's like having something like that play out, I would absolutely love.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
I'm
and I mean, same
leaning
here.
towards more
Like,
the Jimmy option. I can see it.
yeah, I like the Jimmy option for Friday
Yeah.
because like it can can still lead up to it, and I mean, there's also the possibility too. Like, I'll kind of like you know tweak the whole Jimmy thing too. Like, what if Jimmy does come out, and tries to cost the bloodline, but they end up still winning anyways, and like you could still have the rematch with DIY. And maybe they could get like I know it's a little bit of hot potato with the belts and all that, but like you could
Yeah.
have them, you know, get the titles back from the bloodline, like through all this story. Like, because that's the thing, like now you can, if you incorporate DIY now with Cody,
Uh-huh.
there's new allies for Cody right there, you
Yep.
know,
Exactly.
like because I mean, hell, Cody could actually be in their corner next week. That could also be a thing. And then Jimmy comes out because like that will just basically be 4-on-3, and then Jimmy coming out to kind of even the odds a little bit. And like I know that'll show like Cody standing tall and all that at the end of all that, but like even at the end of the night, like you could still have like like you could still have all that beat down because like even if the bloodline win in shenanigan fashion, DIY can come out there during like that one-on-one when the beatdown part happens. Because let's be honest, Solo's not going to be one-on-one. He's not going to do that for Cody.
Oh no,
It,
no,
like
definitely not. Especially when he took out everybody, because in his eyes, that's him like actually gaining the advantage in that situation.
hmm yeah, so I don't know, but I do like the idea of Jimmy. I hope we see him back too. Hopefully he's doing well and all that. But yeah, I mean, we're kind of planting the seeds for Roman to come back, and I mean, I'm excited for that. I do miss Roman. Like this time away from him has been good because like it kind of goes with that saying like absence makes the heart grow fonder. So like people do miss Roman. They're even chanting like we're in 2024 now. And if you had thought like just 9 years ago that people would be chanting we want Roman, you'd call me crazy. Because I mean when you
Yeah,
think
because we
back
never heard
nine
that.
exactly like hell 9 years ago around this time, he was getting booed out of arenas. Like earlier that year, like in 2015, he was getting he was having The Rock get booed. Like, and The Rock rarely gets booed unless he's an actual heel.
Hmm.
Oh man. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna highlight this because I mean I got to. I mean I know it's not Monday, but yeah, we're sponsored. We're sponsored.
There
I'm
we go.
sponsored. Should have been me. But anyways, that's besides the point. Oh man. I don't know. Not much to say right now because again, we're setting up for next week, and I mean, we'll probably have more to kind of deep dive and talk about next week when it comes to Cody and the Bloodline. But I mean, it is our mainline story, especially for SmackDown. So we're just going to transition on now to the mid card stories. So first of all, we had LA Knight taking on Santos Escobar, and like I said earlier, yeah, like, and it really shouldn't be like that because Santos is
No.
good, LA Knight is good. Like, I don't know what it is. And okay, here's the difference between a match like this and a match like Andrade versus Carmelo that we had last week. Because with Carmelo losing, you can tell, you can kind of get like the sixth sense that there's a story being told there. Like they're still building on it. I mean, we had a little bit of a tease this week about another match with them, which yes, please. But like
Hmm.
you could tell that they're trying to start building something with Carmelo. And even if he's losing like constantly and all that, you could still tell that there's something there. With Santos, on the other hand, as he keeps losing, you feel like he's going nowhere because they're not really doing much with him. Like, yeah, he's cutting these promos with LA Knight and all that, but it's like he he's just not going anywhere at all. And it sucks because like Santos Escobar is really good, but you're having him in the role of, oh, I'm the heel that always has to lose. But I know you were honk shoeing over there.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
like how'd you feel about this match? Obviously.
Like don't get me wrong, I always love seeing LA Knight on the screen, and I'm also
Hmm.
looking forward to seeing his match with Logan Paul at SummerSlam, which I hope LA Knight wins because I really want him just to have a big moment there.
Yeah.
But it's like, other than that, I mean, we've seen this match how many times now? Two, three, four. We've seen it quite a
Um,
bit. It's not like it's like
hmm,
anything that's bringing anything new to the table, because at least
yeah.
if we were getting this match, I would want like a little spice being added to it. But it's just something that we see all the time where it's like, okay, LA Knight's going to be getting into another match with Santos, because it seems like these guys
Hmm.
have been feuding for like almost 5 to 6 months now. Like
Yeah,
a
they
little, it's almost like he's feuding with like a side character.
kind
Or
of,
it's
which
like when
again
you're playing,
sucks.
it's like you're playing Red Dead Redemption and you're like attack one of the civilians and they just follow you everywhere.
Oh yeah. The town
That
starts
that's
shooting at you, and you're just
yeah,
like, no, step.
that's pretty much what's going on here with like LA Knight and Santos, where it's like ever since LA Knight had that beef with Santos like all those months ago, it just keeps going on and on and on and on. So it's like it's hard for me to really get invested in it as much, because like I already
Hmm.
know what it was leading to. Logan Paul was going to eventually come out and attack LA Knight so he could stand tall, and then the both of them could like just start beating down on him and all that. So it's like I understand why that was set up, but like at
Hmm.
the same time, it's like it's not really doing anything for me.
Yeah, and it just sucks because again, like I do like Santos Escobar. I like him as a
Yeah, I do too.
character. I
Oh
like
yeah.
him like in the ring and all that. Like he's not given anything. And again, like he right now his role is I am the heel that is always going to lose to the
Yeah.
person who needs a big
Yeah.
win, you know.
And
And man, yeah.
yeah, because see that was one of the things that sucks because when he first started his heel run, I was getting really excited because
Hmm.
it was something that was definitely needed for his character to elevate him even further. But it's like ever since then, when you're having him lose match after match, it's kind of like it's kind of hard. It comes to a point where the audience like doesn't believe in you anymore, if that makes
Yep.
any sense.
And I mean, we are the audience, and you're hearing it here, folks. That like we're
Mhm.
I don't want to say I'm losing faith in him, but it's just like God, it's for me, it's been ever since WrestleMania. It's been ever since he lost that not tag title match, that tag team match with Dominic Mysterio against Ray and Andrade. Like it's been ever
Yeah, I
since
never understood
then.
why they lost.
Blame the Philadelphia Eagles for that. I hope they lose this season. Like
Oh yeah.
they made a mortal enemy out of me that night. I swear. But it's like ever since then, like, and you could say the same exact thing about LWO too. Like ever since both groups have just been kind of floundering a little bit, you know. And I understand, you know, injuries have been getting in the way and all that with some people and all that. I get that. I understand that, but it's like you could still do something with some of the members that are already still on the roster, still, you know, healthy and still able to do stuff. I mean, Legato, like the rest of the Legato, like Garza and
Oh,
Humberto, they did all right tonight, but like
yeah.
they still lost though. So it's like again, it's hard for me to get behind them because it's just loss after loss after loss.
Mhm.
Oh boy. But I think two things are gonna come out from this though. First of all, LA Knight is the perfect person to be doing these backstage walking to the ring promos.
Oh yeah.
Like this man, like a short, like
That was
almost
probably the
30.
highlight for me, honestly.
Oh, same here. Like, oh my god, I gotta look it up again. Like just the line that he was saying about like taking um taking Logan Paul to school and like the curriculum's gonna be the same in any class you take. Like just the way he made the lines flow, it
Mhm.
was just masterful, like almost like melted butter, just like a hot knife going through melted butter. It's just that smooth, just like that creamy, like and everybody just eating it up. And even Wade Barrett said it on commentary. I could listen to LA Knight speak for 2 hours. I could easily do that. And I mean, I kind of did when he, you know, got the key to the Hagerstown and all that, which I got to upload that speech too. That it was really good. Um, but man, the man just knows how to talk. But that was one highlight from all this segment. But like the other one too, like, you know, because like you said, you know, Logan Paul came out. I am not falling asleep, Sir Dino Man. It is early enough for me to be awake, sir. You know,
Yeah.
but appreciate
If
you coming
anyone's
out though,
falling
Dino
asleep,
Man.
it's me. Anyone's falling asleep, it's me.
Oh man. Nah, it's not a Monday night Dino Man. I'm not holding myself to be like,
Oh yeah.
"Ugh."
If it was Monday Night Raw, I can only imagine. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. But anyways, but nice to see you out there, Dino Man. I just saw your comment and all that. But like the other thing to take away too from this, so yeah, like you were saying, Logan Paul did come out to attack and all that, and the 2-on-1 assault, you know, Logan Paul stands tall and all that, but like he met up with Byron Saxton backstage, and apparently he's getting some sort of surprise from Mr. Cleveland. I don't know what that could be. Do you have any guesses what that could be?
I thought you said Mr. Clean for a second.
Oh no. No, he pronounced it as like Mr. Cleveland, but I don't know
Oh.
if that's like the mayor of Cleveland or like maybe I'm missing a reference somewhere or
Yeah, I don't
something.
know. I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Huh. Mr. Cleveland. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Who's gonna
I
do
don't
it? Give
know
him the key to
either.
the city? Who knows?
Uh, Who knows? I mean, that would be cool, I guess. But
Yeah.
that kind of also goes into how you feel about Logan Paul as a person himself.
Mm,
But also to answer your question real quick, Dino Man, Sydney is a fan of LA Knight. She loves her some LA Knight, but she's kind of asleep right now underneath
mhm.
some blankets and all that. So you good, girl? Hey, we're live. Did you know that? Yeah. No, she's just giving me a face. All right. Well, anyways, from one little girl to two other little girls trying to attack two big girls, we had Alba Fire and Isla Dawn confronting Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Um, I feel bad for saying this. This this next sentence. This was kind of a nothing segment.
Well, it was. No, I agree completely.
Like, I feel horrible saying that because I like both teams. Well, I like Jade and Bianca more than Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, but like I don't know, man. I don't know. There was something about the segment that just there was nothing to it. I mean,
Oh no, I get what you're saying completely
yeah.
because it's like it just felt like it was placed out of nowhere. It's almost like
Yeah.
again one of those cutscenes in the game. No, it's kind of like you're playing a game, but then you die, and then you have to watch the cutscene again. And you just click the skip button. That was pretty
Mhm.
much this segment because, like I mentioned before, it's kind of hard for me to take the women's tag title seriously because they're not really giving me any reason to believe in them. I mean, they're not
Yeah.
even a thing on the NXT roster anymore, so that's very telling.
Yeah, and that's kind of one thing I'm surprised about. Like, I was expecting at least with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, I was expecting them to at least be showing up on NXT a little bit because
Yeah.
we got
Well,
some we
actually, I
got some.
think they are.
Oh, they are. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Next week at the
Oh,
Great American yeah, next week at the Great American Bash, they're
are they
going up against
defending?
Lash Legend and Chikara.
Huh. That so they're doing two defenses in 1 week.
Yeah.
Huh. You know what? Here here's some here's an early prediction, and y'all might hate me for this one.
What?
Watch they retain both. Watch they
Oh, I
retain
wouldn't
both
be surprised.
matches.
I wouldn't be
Like,
surprised.
because I think we're nearing the time for Jade and Bianca to split. I think we're nearing it. And some people might say, oh, it might be too soon, but it might be nearing the time. And I think one clue I got, especially from tonight, Jade actually got her entrance, like her own singles entrance without like being on the ramp in like just the beginning part of her cuz I love her. I do like her entrance song cuz I think
Oh
it
yeah, I
fits
do
her
too.
really well and just especially as the force that she can be. Yep. See, see,
Yeah,
see, everybody drop knows it. Why don't you guys know
yeah,
it? Learn her. It's almost like a superhero thing. That's why I love like the Storm
yeah.
comparison with her.
Oh yeah. You know she dressed up as Mirko recently for My Hero.
I did. I saw. Oh, I saw. All right. And if we were to ever get a live action MHA, hey, why not Jade Cargill as Mirko? Why not?
Exactly.
Give it to her. Let her do it. Um, I don't know. That kind of stuck out to me. I'm just like, okay, she actually got her own entrance. Like she's not just standing at the beginning and waiting for Bianca and they go into Bianca's music. Like, all right, cool. Coolio. But again, I think that's coming soon. I think the split is coming soon. But we'll have to wait and see. But from one short segment to another shorter segment, I guess. A Town Down Under call out Terrence Crawford, who is still there to promote his match with. Oh, I wish I wrote down the guy's name. I apologize, everybody. I did not write down his opponent's name. But they're basically hyping up his boxing match that is happening also
Yeah,
next
they've been showing
weekend.
that a lot recently, huh?
Hmm. Well, I think mainly because this SmackDown was taped.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, well, we'll show him twice. We'll have him be on there twice. Let's hype it up. We got
Yeah.
some. They must have some stock and some boxing going on.
Oh yeah.
But oh man, wait, we have the same Pikachu bank? Hold on. Wait a minute. Pause, everybody. This is more. This is more important than Terrence Crawford punching the shit out of Austin Theory. Hold on. You have a Pikachu bank. We apparently have the same
Oh.
Pikachu bank. Oh
Um.
hell yeah. Wait. Yeah, everybody, we're gonna test this theory because again, like the most out of this segment was A Town Down Under being like, "Hey, you interfered in our match. Oh my god, it's the same one. Oh
Yeah.
my god, yes, hell yeah. Oh man, I don't know how much money is in that Pikachu, in my Pikachu, but
Sorry.
oh man, oh good catch, Dino Man. Oh, that was great. I'm gonna hold on to that little comment there. Oh
I
man.
think I mainly have it just to use as a collector's item. I never put anything in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got some change in there, but again, I don't know how much. I've had that thing for a while.
Yeah, no, I had it too. I
Man.
bought it off of Walmart.
Oop. I think I got mine as a gift from an I think it's from an ex. Oh no. Well, anyways. Um yeah, so that was so our Pikachu banks, our matching Pikachu banks were basically more important than this little segment because it's really it's just planting another seed for the eventual theory turn, which can we do it soon? Like, I think we've gotten enough hints that uh that what's his face that Grayson Waller is kind of a dick to Austin Theory.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh god, not my ex-wife, Indy Hartwell. No. Yeah, see, that's the thing, Dino Man. You think it was my ex-girlfriend. Nah, that was my ex-wife that she looks like. Like, that see, we're getting a little more deeper with that, but we won't go into more detail with that. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Do you have any more insight with this
No,
short
I mean, I'll be honest.
segment?
This completely like blew past me.
Yeah, I mean, like, because that's the thing. They're like, oh yeah, up next, the main event. And then Grayson Waller and Austin Theory come out. I'm like, oh, what are they doing? Oh, they just referenced Terrence Crawford. Oh, we saw him earlier tonight. Oh, we're just gonna do this. Okay, all right, fine, whatever. Cool, neat.
Okay, that's a UFC match happening soon.
I think it's a boxing match. He has a
Oh,
boxing
okay.
match in LA on the 3rd. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. Um again, I don't remember who he's fighting, but they're promoting it, so I think it's supposed to be big and all that. I'm sorry, I don't follow boxing
Me
too
either.
closely, everybody. So have at it with what you will. But with that being said, we do have our main event coming up. We have Bailey and Machine versus Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton, and I'm gonna throw this out there. I'm happy for Mission getting a main event match, but this match was I mean, it was fine. It was fine.
That's
It did
honestly
its
the best
job.
way to say it, really.
Yeah, it was fine, you know. A good I will say this because so at the beginning of the match, like you have Nia and Tiffany Stratton beat down Machine,
Hmm.
which okay, fine. We're gonna do a pseudo handicap match. Fine, cool, whatever. But that's kind of smart on WWE's part as well because like especially with this being a taped show and
Yes.
I think they taped it after last week's SmackDown. So it's like, because Michin had a match on that SmackDown. So this is a good way to kind of like, and especially since she's pulling like double duty between SmackDown and NXT, this is a good way to kind of like give her not only a main event match, but like a little bit of an easier time for this second SmackDown. just kind of doing like a pre-match beatdown and all that. Kind of sucks for Tiffany Stratton because she's pulling double duty in one night, but she's young enough and she's spry enough to pull something like that off, which she does. I mean, she's the one that's like in there pulling off most of the offense against Bailey. But
Yep.
I think one thing that kind of did bother me in this match, it was mainly commentary because they kept bigging up how Bailey shouldn't be doing this 8 days before her title match, like this handicap match essentially. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, like I get what you're saying, Corey. I get that, but it's like you have 8 days until your title match. You can
Yep.
have a little bit of a break between all that. I don't know what did that kind of cross your mind any when they were talking about that on commentary?
No, I wasn't really thinking about it at first, to be honest.
Yeah, sorry. I was just looking at our chat. Yummy yams. Oh my god. Yummy yams. I can't. That no, JJ, why would you say that? Yummy yams. No. Oh, oh my god. Look, I don't want to talk down on any females or anything, but
No.
Bailey, yes. Yes, but well, I mean, Tiffany did give Bailey some of those yummy yams. I mean, she gave her a stink face.
Yeah.
Should have been me, but that's besides the point. Oh man. But I do want to highlight a few things in this match. There were some good double team maneuvers from Nia and Tiffany. Like they actually do have good chemistry as a team. Like I don't know. I think that's something to at least highlight because like not only were we seeing that in backstage segments, especially with Nia being like, "Hey, don't worry, I'll get you a new briefcase since Bailey ruined this one," which I'm assuming we'll get next week. I'm hoping
Yep.
it's bedazzled, and I'm hoping it's pink,
Yeah, it
and
has to be pink.
it has to be
I'd be
pink.
surprised.
Oh man.
Fits her so well.
Oh, it does. It really does. But again, like I think they do have some good chemistry inside the ring. And if Jade and Bianca do get the tag titles back again, I hope it's Tiffany and Nia that takes it from them. I think that was one of our predictions going into like some of the summertime too, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah.
That falls all the way through with that.
Hawkins
Oh,
video. Breaking down Frosty the Snowman. I could probably do that. Break down Santa, Grinch, and you know what? I could do that. It's funny because December is my birthday month, so hey, you
yeah.
know, fun. I'll do a Christmas special. I'm just like, all right. Here's the thing about Frosted Snowman. You know, he's a cocaine addict.
Yeah.
There you go. There's the tweet. There's the video. I'll make it a short. Why not? Um. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry to hear about that, Anna Gonzalez. Brother's dog Oreo is passing away Tuesday night. I'm sorry to hear that, Anna.
Me see that.
Oh,
Anime
Um,
Studios. My brother, his dog. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. See,
yeah.
that's one of the things that like really sucks. Like especially like when it comes to animals, because I have a
Mm-hmm.
dog, you have a dog.
Yep.
Other people out there get like it's a lot of us really love and cherish every single moment that we have with our animals because we grew up
Mm-hmm.
with them over the years. I mean, before this dog I have now, I also had another one that I've had ever since I was like 10 years old. Growing up, like he was pretty much there when I was in like elementary school, middle school, high school, and even my adult years. So he's been there through everything. So it's really hard to like go through things like that. But I really hope you're able to get through it
Mm-hmm.
because that's definitely a very tough situation because we all love our animals and appreciate them. So I'm so sorry that you're going through that, Anna.
Yeah. So hopefully there are better pastures out there, and hopefully Oreo is in a better
Everybody
place
put
now.
a heart in the chat for Oreo.
Please do.
Show
If
your
not,
support.
well, I might just dunk an Oreo in a cookie. But yes, please, thoughts and prayers. But back to our action and all that. Like, again, all right match. Uh, I guess I shouldn't say I'm surprised, but Nia picks up the win over Bailey. Like, we get the pinfall here, and
Oh, she
I noticed,
does.
yeah, like,
Oh, I didn't know.
and
I didn't even realize she got pinned. For some reason, I thought it was
mhm.
Michin. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, no, that was Bailey that got pinned. Like, and I'm thinking, like, I know that's not the go home show because, like, normally with the go home show, it's like, oh, you have the person who isn't gonna win, um, kind of look tall on the go home show.
Uh-huh.
But like, I know we're 8 days away, and like, I don't know, it kind of made me double, like, kind of double back a little bit. Like, okay, I don't want Tiffany Stratton to use her Money in the Bank contract right now. I don't want her.
Mhm.
I want her to hold on to whatever the new briefcase is going to look like.
I want her
I
to have
want
a
her to,
successful
yeah.
cash in.
Well, that too. Like, I would love for her to have a successful one, but like, I want her to hold on to it a little bit longer too.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I don't know that, like, some sort of force wearing through me when Nia got that pin. I'm like, oh wait, are they gonna do something funky at SummerSlam? Like, what's gonna happen? I don't know. I could be the only one. I don't know. What do you think about that?
What about the result at SummerSlam?
Um, the result of SummerSlam, and plus, like, Nia, I guess, getting the pin on Bailey, because like, now we have the visualization of Nia pinning Bailey, and like, just the way Bailey was fighting tonight. Like, not only was she, fighting to win, obviously, but like, almost kind of fighting for her life, and like, showing that the babyface Bailey, the like fighter, the underdog Bailey that like will overcome any obstacle to win. But, again, she lost tonight. But, at the bigger stage of SummerSlam, now that we've already got the visual pin from Nia to Bailey, could Bailey actually pull off the win? I don't know, but I mean, it's something to think about. I don't know. How do you feel about just Nia getting the pin right now?
Um, I mean, it definitely tells me that they're not going to do the same thing twice.
Hmm.
Because usually when you have that pinfall, it happens that one time. And that's it. So I can't really see Nia winning. It's kind of like it sort of like contradicts the result.
Hmm.
Because now we're well, even jumping into this, I already knew that Bailey was gonna retain, but it's like now that's really telling me that she's gonna retain, especially when she has the odds stacked against her too.
Yeah. Yeah, because like, you have Naya, who is, an unstoppable force, and then you
Mm-hmm.
have Little Miss Money in the Bank just chilling in the back, and especially since she's teamed up with Naya, it's like, okay, she could be involved in this somehow, some way. I don't know. Well, maybe the go home show will show us just a little bit more, depending on what they're gonna do at the go home show. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where we'll have to wait and see. But the main event was fine. Again, I don't think it was really main event worthy,
No.
and I I hate saying that term too, because like, any match could be main event worthy, but it's like, I don't know. I would have much preferred having the gauntlet match end last, but I guess that kind of brings us into our final thoughts, actually, because again, this was okay. I kind of compare this in our group chat to an episode of Dressrosa from One Piece, where it's
Mm-hmm.
like, you have an episode, you had like your 6 minutes of your intro song and recap, and then you had like 10 minutes of things actually happening, and then nothing. And like the pacing's bad, and you only cover like a half chapter of content, like from the manga. So it's like that's kind of what this SmackDown was. It's like, okay, you had little to almost no story progression in some places, but like I don't know, like, and your snoring earlier, like your snoring noises earlier, kind of hit the nail in the head. It's like
Mhm.
uh, this show is kind of a bore this week, which sucks. But like on the other hand, too, I kind of look at what else is going on in the world. Like, we had the Olympics going on. Like
Yep.
the opening ceremonies was tonight. You have Deadpool and Wolverine opening weekend. Like just those two things alone, it's like okay, having a SmackDown like this, especially a pre-taped one,
Mhm.
and it being of this quality, I can kind of understand that.
I think it's
But
it.
yeah.
They say it's going to be on Sci-Fi for like 2 weeks for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, Raw is gonna be on Sci-Fi.
Hopefully that changes the whole bleeping.
Uh God, I hope so. We don't get it too much on Raw though.
No,
It's mainly SmackDown we get a lot of that.
yeah, that's why it's going to be a good change in a few months.
Oh my gosh, yes. Just don't worry, everybody. Just almost 4 more months left until the whole
Hmm.
Netflix thing.
I
Ah
don't think.
man. Oh, thank God. But what were your overall thoughts of SmackDown tonight?
I honestly like. So, so pretty much like my overall thoughts on the show
Hmm.
is I thought it was like okay. Like that's honestly the
Yeah.
best way I can really describe it. It was an okay show, and it sort of made sense why it felt this way given that it was a taped show. And normally when you have stuff like that, it normally feels that way for the most part.
Hmm.
But it's like the only thing that really stood out to me the most here was just the number one contenders match for the tag titles because at least you're building to something there. Other than that, I mean, we've seen LA Knight and Logan Paul attack each other all the time, so that's nothing new. That's just one person getting one up over the other person whenever they're like going back and forth. And
Hmm.
then with the Cody Rhodes and Bloodline situation, I mean, obviously we're all invested in that because that's the hot story on SmackDown. But their story mainly tonight, I feel like, was with the tag titles and just the interviews that we had with Cody and Solo. Pretty much, Cody going up to Solo now, and I get that, and I kind of like how they mentioned that whole thing that Solo said. The whole thing Cody said to Solo about him being ready. So I'm liking how that's a
Hmm.
plot point. But like other than that, that's nothing really stood out to me. It
Yeah.
was an okay show, just a few things here or there that I really cared about. Other than that, that's it.
Yeah. And I mean, I struggle even calling this a setup episode. It was more like a transition episode, if that makes sense. Like we're we're kind of transitioning to like the next stage and like because I feel like next week's SmackDown is gonna be big. And I feel like that's why they were holding back this week because it's like, okay,
Oh
we're
yeah, definitely.
transitioning a
That's
little bit.
definitely something
Yeah.
that plays into it. Yeah, I
Mhm.
agree.
And plus, being in Japan for a tour is also a good thing too. It's also a thing that's going on. But I'm just gonna hit the chat real quick. Um, Vash's fan, what is the first cartoon you're gonna talk about on your channel? I've been thinking about that. Yeah, because right now I'm still in the process of
Uh,
re-uploading some of those arc reviews. So, which has been fun,
if you want the best person you could ask is probably me. I mean,
Yeah.
I to give you advice, I would mainly just target the shows that you grew up in because
Oh
I
yeah.
had people comment on my channel asking me to talk about Avatar, but I don't think it's fair for me to talk about Avatar because I never really had that experience with it as a kid. So it would kind of feel like I'm just putting a video out there just to put a video out when I don't really have any knowledge on that series. So I would just mainly target like all the shows that you grew up with. That's why I talked about
Oh
like
yeah.
SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron and Danny Phantom and all these other
Yeah.
shows because those are the ones I watch all the time. So at least if you narrow it down to those set shows, then you have like a good set of shows to talk about on the channel.
Yeah, like I've been making a list and all that, so I know one of them on the top is Ed, Edd n Eddy because
Oh yeah.
that show is hilarious and I love
Oh
it.
yeah.
Um, but another one is a show that I got into last year that kind of helped me kind of process a lot of stuff that was going on in my life. Show called Amphibia. Kind of want to talk about that real quick.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
But you know what, guys? Stay tuned because I've got some stuff cooking on the personal channel that'll be coming
Mhm.
out here in a little bit after again because like re-uploading some of the arc review stuff has been great because like I'm kind of revisiting where where things kind of started taking off on the old channel. So yeah, you guys will just have to wait and see. But like I'll be sure to check out Drop's channel too, because like, he's talking about cartoons. He just had some shorts coming out. One of them about my life as a teenage robot, which that was a fun cartoon growing up with.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I know I'm not a teenage girl, but it was still fun to watch that show.
Yeah. Especially the theme song is a banger.
My life as a teenage robot. Oh man. Um, let's see. Yeah, because your trailer said that. Yep, yep. I see Oreo die. Say, good boy. Yep. Oreo is amazing. Hopefully everything's fine with you with that Anna and Oblivion. But okay. So caught up with the chat a little bit. Perfect. Well, I don't know about you, Drop, but as boring as that SmackDown was, I think we're pretty much done here. I guess.
Yeah. Those are all our
Yeah.
thoughts on SmackDown, guys. Like we said, it was going to be a short show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we said that, but like we're still
Yeah.
like we're near like the hour and a half mark. So I mean,
Yeah. Well, that's good. At least we had a couple things here and there.
yeah. It helped that we had some fun news to talk about and some good interactions here with our wonderful, awesome chat. But with that being said, you know what? If you do want to follow us and like talk to us more about stuff, we do have some links down in the description below. Be sure to check all that out. Um, oh yeah, Drop. I guess before we head out, do you have any new content going? Coming out this weekend? Like, do you have anything? Do you want to plug anything for this weekend that's coming out?
Um, so tomorrow I am going to be with my girlfriend, spending time with her. So we're gonna be going to see Deadpool, and we're also gonna go out for dinner afterwards, and then I'll probably
Hmm.
end up dropping her off home. So at the very least, I didn't. I probably put like a YouTube short out, mainly because I didn't really have any time today to do any long form content. So definitely, you'll probably expect a YouTube short to be in the sub box to give you guys a little something throughout the day, because at least with that you get something to watch throughout the day when I'm not
Hmm.
there. Because when I do my
Okay.
long form videos, I like taking time with it. I don't want to just rush into it.
Nah, I don't blame you at all. You never want to rush content. You
Mm-mm.
never want to rush that stuff. Oh man. Okay. Like I thought about doing like a quick little video about my thoughts on Deadpool. Part of me also wants to see it again before I do that. So,
Yeah, that might
stand
honestly be a video too.
yeah, like even just like a short like 10-minute just spiel
Yeah,
on everything, but like be warned everybody, there will be spoilers for that. I am not going to hold back. Like,
I'm happy I didn't get spoiled on anything.
dude, same here. Like I didn't even see the last trailer because I knew because with anything with a last trailer, never watch that because it will spoil you on things.
I honestly, for if I seen the trailers before. I'm not sure if I saw the last trailer, but I actually forgot
Mhm.
what happened in the trailers.
all I remember, I think the last trailer I saw for it was when they revealed Sabretooth in it.
Okay.
And at that point, I was just like, all right, I mean, that's cool, but I feel like they're showing this as like the second trailer, being like, okay, I don't need to see another trailer. I mean, I'm already in because it's freaking Deadpool, but
Hmm.
I don't need to see anything else because I know how Hollywood is. I know how they like to spoil everything in their trailers.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, all right, I am not watching another trailer. And
And
yeah,
those Final
just
Fantasy VII trailers from Square Enix, especially
mhm.
Rebirth,
Oh yeah,
spoiling
no,
the end
like
of the game.
oh wait, did it? Because like the only thing I saw from like the last trailer of that was like spoiler alert for anybody. By the way, you have 5 seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. Okay, if you haven't played Rebirth, it's your own dang fault. Um, I was spoiled on like Cloud attacking Tifa like that,
Mm.
and I was like, oh wait, what? What's going on here? Nani? Um,
Yeah, the
so I
one
was
thing I
spoiled
did
on that.
notice because yeah, yeah, I don't think I ever watched the final trailer just because of that very reason,
Mhm,
because of Square Enix. But I do remember with the remake trailer, like for the first game and like the remake trilogy,
mhm.
um, when it came to the final trailer, it actually showed Zach. Like it didn't initially show Zach, but it showed
Really?
like a figure. Like if I were to go back and look at it, it showed something where it was like hinting at it in a way. Like I would have
Mhm.
to go back at it and really explain it, but I didn't
Yeah.
see it back then. But after playing the game and watching, I'm like, holy shit, why the hell would they do that? That's one of the biggest
Wow.
parts in that game.
That's crazy that they would spoil Zach like that. That's crazy. Oh my god. Um yeah, so definitely make sure to check out Drop's shorts coming out this weekend. Um Links for his channel in the description below. For me, uh I might do the Deadpool video. If I do, that'll come out Sunday. Tomorrow is probably gonna be another Naruto Shippuden arc review. Kinda leading towards wow, we're leading towards the end of that one. Okay, cool. Oh, I thought you had
So I
yeah.
just watched the trailer just now, and it showed like
Mhm.
it didn't like show everything in full, but it showed like the scenery where that event in Crisis Core towards the end of the game takes place. But
Oh,
it just shows like it's pretty much like you're at like ground level, like somebody has a camera at like ground level,
okay.
and you just see like a foot walk in with the Buster Sword.
Okay. Alright. The little tease there. The little tease there. Thanks, Square Enix.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for that.
yeah.
Oh my god. Well, if you guys don't want to be spoiled for that, or anything else, I guess, make sure to check out everything. But again, links to all of our socials are also down in the description
Mhm.
below, not only just for our stuff, but for, Vash, for the other members of AniMa W3 Studio, all that noise, all that stuff. I know we didn't have an anime lately episode this week, mainly because schedules and all that stuff just didn't align. But next week we do plan on going live on Thursday around like the nine o'clock Eastern time at night. So be tuned for that. I think we're going to be talking about all the stuff that's coming out from San Diego Comic Con this weekend. So
Oh, you guys got a
stay
lot to
tuned.
go through with that.
Yeah, we do. I think that's just going to be the whole episode. It's
Might as
just
well.
talking about some of that. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, we got our Raw coverage on Monday, so get ready for all that. Otherwise, I mean, again, Drop has daily content. My daily content is slowly going to be starting to fade away, and that'll turn into weekly content. But we'll come to that road when we cross it, probably by the end of August. But with that being said, I'm just going to take some time to thank you guys for taking time out of your day to check out Weebs of the Ring podcast, because you guys could have been at the movie theater tonight watching Deadpool and Wolverine fuck shit up, but you decided to spend some time with us here with the Weebs of the Ring podcast on a very boring episode of SmackDown. But hopefully, we were entertaining for you enough. So if you enjoyed what we had to say, why not do exactly what I was telling you about the description down below? We are known as AniMa W3 Studio on all social media platforms. Just remember, that's we with a 3. Also, use the hashtag Weebs of the Ring to interact with us about anything regarding wrestling before, during, or after our shows. Feedback is always appreciated as we're nothing without you tuning in. Weebs of the Ring is presented by AniMa W3 Studio. Thanks to our production team of Vash, Whawkins, DropThisBox, Rome, and Jokester. As well as special thanks to JB and Abe. Thank you for joining us, and remember, as always, no stunt grannies were harmed in the recording of this podcast. Have a good night, everybody, and rest easy.
See you guys.